Hello everyone, this is another devlog. So in this devlog, what we're gonna be doing is, I don't really have a plan for this devlog, to be honest. I'm just gonna, I want to continue working on the project. I just need to think of the future ways of how basically I'm gonna be able to, implement the effects that each of these things have. The next is the cost is a little bit broken, as you can see here. At some point it breaks. Then I also want to make this cost not just be state budget cost, but maybe sometimes it should also be called political power cost. So instead of just spending one type of resource, political power can also be another resource. Then we have these information buttons here, where you can add a lot of information about all those things, where you can learn about all those things, and maybe you can learn about what kind of variables you'll be affecting. Also, our buttons have no functionality right now. In the past, I've added functionality to some of these buttons, but not all of them. And so I want to keep the functionality back, but because this system is really centralized and agnostic and function agnostic and variable agnostic and everything else here, so what is the difficulty here? Well, the difficulty is that we need to have different functionalities for all those different things. So I'm not really sure how we're gonna do that. Um, with this kind of agnostic system that we have. So, for example, I'll show you what my previous economy. Nope. My instead of logic widgets and set of categories, I'll take you instead of the category of perhaps fiscal category. As you can see, everything was like this, but now everything is created from a data table on runtime, and it's very agnostic. As you can see here, everything was built for per case by case. You see this has different functionalities. This has different collapse graphs. This has different ways of structure here. Stimulus effect has different ways of working. Policy effectiveness works differently, and so on and so on. So everything worked differently. But now I'm not sure what kind of centralized or efficient or modular way I'm gonna be using, because everything is like really agnostic and generic and generalized and very so broad that it can be used for anything, and everything is the same and repetitive. Here was also repetitive, but I don't really have a plan right now for how I'm gonna do this in the future. So this is one problem, and the other problem is, I guess, yeah, that's all for now. That's what I'm gonna be focusing on for now, I guess. Everything else seems to be okay. That's all. These are my thoughts for the future development of this current project. Thanks for watching. I'll keep updating you more with more thoughts I have about it and more things coming soon.